Hello students, today we will start with a new chapter titled Application of Derivatives. This is given as chapter number 6 in mathematics for class 12. In chapter number 5 we have learned how to find derivative of composite functions, inverse functions, trigonometric functions, implicit functions, exponential functions and logarithmic functions. In this chapter, we will study application of the derivatives in various disciplines, example in engineering, science, social science and many other fields. For instance, we will learn how the derivatives can be used to determine the rate of change of quantities, to find the equations of tangent and normal to a curve at a point, to find the turning points on the graph of a function, which in turn will help us to locate points at which largest or smallest value locally of a function occurs. We will also use derivative to find intervals on which a function is increasing or decreasing. Finally, we use the derivative to find approximate value of certain quantities. In this chapter, we will solve questions of 2 marks, 3 marks and 5 marks which are likely to appear in your board examination. As you know, the syllabus has been reduced. The retained portions are introduction, rate of change of quantities, increasing and decreasing functions, tangents and normals, maxima and minima. The deleted portions are rate of change of bodies, use of derivatives in approximations. Let us start. Application of derivatives. Rate, let y be equal to fx, that is the given function. Then the rate of change of y, that is change of y with respect to x. We have to always mention with respect to what quantity we are taking the rate of change. So here it is the rate of change of y with respect to x is dy by dx, that is the differential of y with respect to x is equal to, it is represented by first derivative f dash of x, then increasing and decreasing functions. Let f be a function defined between an interval I and x1 and x2 be any 2 points in the interval I. Then f is said to be strictly increasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that is f of x1 is less than f of x2. Then increasing, point number 2 is increasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. Strictly decreasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Point number 4 is decreasing on I if x1 is less than x2, that implies f of x1 is greater than or equal to x2. So, let us test for increasing and decreasing functions. If f dash x is greater than 0 for all x in an interval I, then f of x is strictly increasing on that interval I. Please see the figure here. On the screen there are 4 figures. Figure number A. You please see here the curve f of x is increasing with respect to y. It is x. x1 and x2 are 2 points on the curve on the x-axis. x1 and x2 are the 2 points on the x-axis and y is the vertical axis. Here f of x is increasing on I and f dash x is greater than 0. So, when f dash x is greater or 0 for all x in the interval I, then f of x is strictly increasing on that interval. If f dash x is greater than or equal to 0 for all x in the interval I, then f of x is increasing on that interval. So, if it starts from the 0 or it goes on increasing, then it is increasing on that value. If f dash x is less than 0 for all x intervals, f dash x is less than 0. Here in this curve, the case number C, f dash is less than 0. F dash of x is less than 0 for all interval I between x1 and x2. F of x is strictly decreasing. It is decreasing. You see, it is decreasing on interval I. Similarly, if f dash x is less than or equal to 0 for all x in an interval I, then fx is decreasing on interval I. We will see more cases in next slide where we will be distinguish between strictly increasing and increasing, strictly decreasing and decreasing functions. Geometrical meaning of dy by dx, that is geometry meaning of the derivative dy by dx. The slope of tangent to the curve at the point xy of the curve is the value of dy by dx. It is also represented by f dash of x at x and y. Please see the figure here. Here this is the at the point A. Here this is the tangent of line at A, that is at point tangent touches at only one point at A. So, here dy by dx is the tangent, the slope of the tangent. It is given by dy by dx, or it is also represented, this tangent is also represented by f dash x. Point number 5, tangents. Let y is equal to f of x or f of x comma y equal to 0 be a curve and p of x1 y1 be a point on the curve. Then slope of tangent p, slope at the point P is given by dy by dx at the point P equal to x1 y1 equal to m, say. Therefore, if the tangent is parallel to x-axis at point P, then dy by dx is equal to 0 at that point. Or we can say, if in the given equation it is proved that dy by dx is equal to 0, then the line tangent is parallel to x-axis. Here you please see, here different cases of tangents are seen here. Here in this curve it is of the cup shape or a curve here in cup shape or crux. You see dy by dx is decreasing here. So, dy by dx is negative here, dy by dx is positive, and at this point dy by dx is 0. So, here when dy by dx is 0, the tangent is parallel to the x axis. If you suppose we say that this is x axis, Since dy by dx is 0 here, this line is parallel to x-axis. This is another case of tangent, is dy by dx of an inverted cup shape curve. This is an inverted cup shape. Here dy by dx is increasing. It is increasing, and at this point dy by dx is 0. Then it again reverses. That means dy by dx at this point becomes negative. Here dy by dx is negative. Here dy by dx is positive. At this point dy by dx is 0. At this point dy by dx, since dy by dx is 0, the line is parallel to x-axis. Point number 3, if the tangent is parallel to y-axis at the point P, then dy by dx is equal to infinity. So, in a case, hypothetical case which is not shown in the figure, if dy by dx becomes, this line becomes parallel to y-axis, this is our y-axis say, and this line becomes parallel to y-axis, then dy by dx is equal to infinity, or reversing, dx by dv should be 0. Dx by dv, please note here it is dx by dv. For parallel, dx by dy should be 0. Parallel to y-axis, I repeat, parallel to y-axis, dx by dy equals 0. Therefore, the equation of tangent is given by the relation y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, where m is the slope of the curve, m is dy by dx. Normals. Let y equals f of x or f of xy be 0, be a curve, and p x1 y1 be a point on the curve. Suppose this is a point p1 y1. Then the slope of normal is given by p of x1 y1 is minus of 1 over m, where m is equal to dy by dx at p of x1 y1. That is, m is the slope, it is dy by dx. So, first we calculate m equal to dy by dx, then we find the reciprocal, that is reciprocal is 1 by m, and negative sign of that is normal. See here in this first figure, this is a curve and this is a tangent. Normal to tangent, that is the line drawn at 90 degrees to the tangent. So, this angle is 90 degrees. This is the vertical line is normal, and the inclined line is tangent, and the line perpendicular, that is at 90 degrees to tangent, is normal. Therefore, the equation of the normal is given by p of x1 y1 is y minus y1 is equal to minus of 1 by m into x minus x1. This minus of 1 by m is the slope of the normal. Normal is perpendicular line. So, you have to remember these two cases, that is the equation of tangent and equation of normal, will be asked in the numerical problems. You have to remember it. Next slide. Angle of intersection. If there are two curves and angle theta is the intersection angle between the two curves at point P, then angle of intersection is defined as the angle between the tangents. So, we had seen in the previously one tangent. If there are two curves, there will be two tangents, and tangent is defined by the angle of intersection of the curve is given by tan theta is equal to m1 minus 1 over m1 m2. Please remember this, where m1 is the slope of curve 1 and m2 is the slope of curve 2. Condition of orthogonality. If the theta is 90 degrees, that is when the curves are intersecting and at 90 degrees, tangents at P cut at right angles, then the curves are said to be orthogonal. When two curves are intersecting at 90 degrees, that is the tangents at P cut at right angles, then curves are said to be orthogonal. The condition for orthogonality is m1 into m2 is equal to -1. Therefore, condition of tangency. So, if two curves have a common tangent at their point of intersection P, curves are said to be touching each other. Therefore, the condition of tangency is m1 is equal to m2. That is, slope of curve 1 is equal to slope of curve 2 at the point of intersection P. Observe points in the curve in the shown figure. Please see the figure here. The curve is increasing and decreasing, similar to a sine wave. Here it is decreasing, then it is increasing, and it turns at point B. It becomes changes its course from increasing to decreasing. Then at the point C, it changes its course from decreasing to increasing. Similarly, at point D, it changes its direction from increasing to decreasing. So, observe points A, B, C and D on the graph. The function changes from decreasing to increasing or vice versa. These points are called turning points. So, points A, point B, point C and point D as shown in the figure are the turning points. The function has minimum value in the neighborhood of A. See here, A is a trough, that is a minimum. So, the point A has minimum value in the neighborhood of A, and C also similar condition. At the point C also it has got minimum value, whereas at the point B and D the curve has maximum value. So, at B it is maximum. See at the top, y value is more here. You see, value of y coordinate is more. And similarly, at D also it is more. So, point B and D are called maximum value points. So, you understand the minimum value points and maximum value points, the graph. Then we will learn about the local maxima and local minima. Let f be a function defined on the interval I, and let C be an interior point of I, but not the end point. See here, there are 4 points a, small b, small c and small d. Small a is a end point, the beginning point, and small d is the end point. So, we have to define the function between the interval. Interval is between A and D. F is said to have a local maximum value fx at x plus c if the ordinate fc at c is the highest. Say for example, a point C, you see, consider here this in the neighborhood of C, that is f at x is equal to c is the highest, neglecting the end point. C in between, C is the highest point as compared to surrounding ordinates. So, f of x is less than f of c. So, f of x is either way, left side or right side is less than f of c, or we can say it is 0, it is between 0 less than f of x minus c and less of h for small positive values of h. This point is called point of local maximum value of f in I. So, this point is the point of local maximum. See here, this is also, it is shown here, you see, it is elaborated here in this figure too. Here it is increasing and decreasing. F of x is greater than 0 because it is increasing. F of f dash x first derivative, it is in terms of first derivative. F dash x is greater than 0, f dash x is less than 0. In between, at the turning point, f dash of C1 at the point C1, f dash is equal to 0. It is called point of local maximum. The next case number 2 is f is said to have local minimum value. Here at the point C2, you see local minimum value fx at x plus c, this is x plus c, if ordinate fx at the point C, say for example C, is the lowest as compared to surrounding ordinates. So, this is the minimum most. So, lowest as compared to the surrounding ordinates, that is f of x is greater than f c, f of x is greater than c here, and here also f of c is greater than c for small values of h. This is called point of local minimum value. This is called C2 is called the point of minimum local value. Point number 3, f is said to have a local extreme value of fc at x is equal to c if it has either local maximum or local minimum value. So, at f of c1, that is f dash c equals 0, it has got local extreme value, either minimum or maximum. Point number 13, absolute maximum of and absolute minimum values of fx on an interval I, the greatest and the least values of y equal to fx for all x on an interval I are called absolute maximum. That is the greatest maximum and the absolute minimum of fx on the interval I. That is, at this point it is the greatest maximum. You see, it is the maximum and it is the minimum. So, it is the absolute maximum at f of a here in this figure, and f of d is absolute minimum. First one, find the rate of change of area of a circle with respect to its radius r, where when r is equal to 4 centimeters. So, here area of a circle is asked. Now, we should know the area of a circle. So, let us solve. Solution, area of circle A is given by the relationship pi r square. This we have studied in our high school, higher secondary school mathematics. Area of circle A is equal to pi r square and it is given r is equal to 4. Therefore, we are required to find rate of change of area means dA by dr, that is rate of change with respect to radius. Therefore, dA by dr, differentiating this equation dA by dr, we get pi into 2r. Therefore, that is equal to pi into 2, r value is given 4 centimeter. So, you substitute r is equal to 4. So, you get 8 pi square centimeter. Therefore, the area of circle is increasing at the rate of 8 pi square centimeter. Problem number 2. An edge of variable cube is increasing at the rate of 3 centimeters. So, here the geometrical figure is a cube, variable cube is increasing at the rate of 3 centimeters per second. How fast is the volume of cube increasing when the edge is 10 centimeters long? Solution, here variable cube. So, volume of the cube is given by the relationship V is equal to x cube, where x is a side, one side of a cube. Therefore, given, see, it is given is increasing at the rate of means dx by dt. 3 centimeters per second. You see centimeters per second. Second is time. Centimeter is x. Therefore, dx by dt is equal to 3 centimeters per second. Therefore, dv by dt is equal to what? We have to find out when x is 10 centimeters. Therefore, differentiating this equation v is equal to x cube, we get dv by dt equals 3x square into dx by dt. See, right side also it is dx by dt. Therefore, dv by dt is equal to 3x square. 3 into x is 10 centimeters square into dx by dt is given as 3 centimeters. Therefore, simplifying, we get 900 cubic centimeters per second. Next problem. Show that the function fx is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 4x for x belonging to R is strictly increasing on R. Therefore, given equation is written, copied as it is. So, now we have to differentiate the given equation. So, fx becomes, after differentiation, f dash x, that is equal to 3x squared minus 6, 3 into 2x, that is 6x plus 4. This is the differentiation, after differentiation. Therefore, if we take 3 common, it becomes x square minus 2, 3 common x square minus 2. Here plus 4 is there, we write 4 as 3 plus 1, and 3 we take separately and 1 separately. 1 we have taken outside, and since 3 we have taken common, it is 3 into x squared minus 2 plus 1. (2x) 3 into x square minus 2x plus 1. Therefore, this becomes, the equation in the bracket becomes, with your formula, with our factorization formula, 3 into x minus whole square, that is x square minus a square minus b square plus 2ab. Using that formula, we get this value, 3 into x minus 1 whole square plus 1. That is, see, because plus 1 is here, it is always greater than 0 for all values of x. Inverted A means all values of x belonging to R. Therefore, f is strictly increasing on R because the given f dash x is greater than 0. Next question. Show that the function fx is equal to e to the power of 2x is strictly increasing on R. Given fx is equal to e to the power of 2x. Differentiating fx, we get f dash x is equal to 2 into e to the power of 2x. This is from our standard formula for differentiation. Please revise the previous chapter number 5 for finding the first derivative and second derivative of the given function. In this case, the given function is exponential. So, f dash x of 2x is 2 into 2x, e to the power of 2x. Clearly, f dash x is greater than 0. That means it is greater than 0 for all values of x belonging to R, since exponential function is always positive. So, f dash x is positive, greater than 0. Next question. Find the intervals in which fx is equal to x square plus 2x minus 5 is strictly increasing or decreasing. We have to find the intervals. given fx is equal to x square plus 2x minus 5. Therefore, differentiating we get f dash x is equal to 2x plus 2. Therefore, that is 2 into x plus 1, simplifying. Now, f dash x is equal to 0. So, at the point of 0, that is equal to 0, that equal to 2 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. That is for the point. Therefore, putting x plus 1 is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 1. So, because x is minus 1, divide the real line into two disjoint intervals, namely minus infinity to minus 1 and minus infinity to plus infinity. Therefore, in the interval minus infinity to minus 1, f dash x is less than 0, and in minus 1 to infinity plus infinity, f dash x is greater than 0. Therefore, f is strictly decreasing in minus infinity minus 1, and f is strictly increasing in minus 1 and infinity. So, here both cases are strictly decreasing as well as increasing. It is decreasing between minus infinity and minus 1 and strictly increasing between minus 1 and infinity. Question number 6. Find the slope of tangent to the curve y x minus 1 divided by x minus 2 for x not equal to 2. So, x not equal to 2. Because denominator is x minus 2, if you put x is equal to 2, this becomes 0 at the denominator and it becomes infinity. So, here in the problem it is given x is not equal to 2 at x is equal to 10. So, we have to find the slope of the tangent at the curve y at x is equal to 10. So, given y is equal to x minus 1 by x minus 2. Therefore, differentiating we get with respect to x, please remember always we have to write with respect to x or with respect to y, t or with respect to theta, whatever is there, you should not forget to write differentiating with respect to the the, the parameter, to what number parameter you are differentiating. In this case, it is dy by dx is equal to, you have to use u by v formula. So, numerator by denominator, u by v formula. We know from our knowledge of the previous chapter number 5, it is u by v is given by v into u dash minus u into v dash. So, here it is written divided by v square. So, this formula is written here. So, x minus 2 into 1, that is dy dx of x is 1 minus x minus 1 u into v dash is 1 divided by x minus 2 whole square, that is v square is written as x minus 2 square. Simplifying, we get minus 1 by x minus 2 whole square. Therefore, slope of the tangent is given by the first derivative, that is equal to dy by dx at x is equal to 10. We have to put x is equal to 10 here, equals minus of 1 divided by 10 minus 2, that is x is equal to 10 minus 2 is 8 square. Therefore, the slope is minus 1 by 64. Next question. Find the point at which the tangent to the curve, it is given by the equation y is equal to x cube minus 3x square minus 9x plus 7 is parallel to x axis. Therefore, we have to remember the condition for parallelism to x-axis. So, the given equation is written down as it is copied. You have to write, you write here given y is equal to so and so. I have forgotten to write here, you write it. Therefore, slope of the tangent is dy by dx. Therefore, differentiating this equation 1, we get dy by dx is equal to 3x squared minus 3x minus 6x, 3 into 2x, 6x minus 9 is dy by dx. Therefore, given the tangent is parallel to the x-axis, we have to put this as the slope of the tangent is the slope of x-axis, that we have to write it as 0. So, for parallel to x-axis, the dy by dx should be 0. Therefore, 3x square minus 6x minus 9 should be equal to 0. Therefore, x square minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. That means you have taken 3 common. If you take 3 common, 1 3 goes here, it becomes 2x and it becomes, the last term becomes minus 3. Therefore, it is x square minus 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Therefore, factorizing, we get x minus 3 into x plus 1 equals 0. Therefore, that implies that is x minus 3 equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0, for which the x value will be, value of x will be x is equal to 3 comma x is equal to minus 1. Therefore, when x is equal to 3, y is equal to, we have to substitute the value of x here. So, in this equation, you substitute, put x is equal to 3. So, we get 3 cube minus 3 into 3 square minus 9 into 3 plus 7, that is equal to minus 20. Similarly, the second value of x is minus 1, x is equal to minus 1. We substitute the value of x is equal to minus 1 in the given equation. We get y is equal to 12. Therefore, the points are 3 and comma minus 20, minus 1 and 12. That is the answer. Next question. 3 marks question. In this part, few problems are on finding local maxima, local minima and their respective values. There are certain standard steps that are to be followed for solving these problems. The first step is to note down the given function. The next step is to find the first derivative, and the third step is to equate the first derivative to 0, that is f dash equals 0. We have to put to locate or to find the turning points. After finding the turning points, we will take the second derivative of the function, that is, first we find fx, then f dash x, then f double dash x. After finding the second derivative, this will help us to find the values of local maxima and minima. Let us start with a simple problem. Problem number 1. Find the local maxima of the function fx is equal to x square and also find the values of local maxima and local minimum values. Solution. The given function is fx is equal to, f of x is equal to x square. Therefore, differentiating with respect to x, we get f dash x is equal to 2x. Well, for now, f dash x should be equated to 0. Therefore, we have f dash x is equal to 2x. So 2x will be 0, and we get, simplifying, x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 is a turning point. Now we have to apply the second derivative test. So we will find f double dash x of 2x. So f double dash x of 2x is 2. Therefore, which is positive? 2 is greater than 0, hence it is positive. Therefore, x equal to 0 is a point of local minima. Local minimum value equals f of 0. F of 0 is equal to 0. F of 0 is equal to 0. Problem number 2. Find the local maxima and local minima, if any, of the function fx is equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15, and also find the values of local maximum and local minimum values. So let us proceed. First step is to note down the given equation, given function. Therefore, fx is equal to, we have copied the given function as it is. Now the next step is to differentiate. Differentiate with respect to x. Therefore, f dash x will be is equal to 3x square minus 12x plus 9. Using the formula, d by dx of x to the power of n is n into x to the power of n minus 1. Therefore, now differentiating, now we will find the second derivative also. So f double dash x is equal to 2 into 3 6x minus 12. So we have found the first derivative and second derivative. Therefore, to find the turning points, we have to put f dash x is equal to 0. Therefore, f 3x square plus 12x plus 9, that is the equation 2, is 0. Therefore, simplifying x3 common, if we take 3 common, x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. Therefore, x square is equal to, factorizing by splitting the middle term, minus x minus 3x plus 3 equal to 0. This leads us to x minus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x minus, if we take x minus 1 as 0, x will be 1. Or if we take x minus 3 as 0, x will be equal to 3. So we have two turning points, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. Now let us take the second derivative, that is f dash x is equal to 6x minus 12. Second derivative we have found 6x minus 12. Therefore, we will substitute the value of turning points. So when x is equal to 1, f double dash 1 will be equal to 6 minus 12, that is equal to minus 6, that is less than 0. Therefore, it is negative. When it is negative, it is a maxima. So x is equal to 1 is a point of local maxima and local maximum value. Therefore, the value is found by putting the value of x is equal to 1 in the given equation. The given equation is x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15. So x cube, here if we put x as 1, it will be 1 cube minus 6 of 1 square plus 9 into 1 plus 15, that is equation 1. We get, simplifying, adding simplifying, we get f of 1 is equal to 19. So, x is equal to 1 is a local maxima and its value is 19. Now, we will take x as 3, x equal to 3, the second value of the second turning point. Therefore, when x is equal to 3, if you put x is equal to 3 in the given equation, we get f double dash of 3 as 6 into 3 minus 12. So, it is 18 minus 12 is equal to 6, that is greater than 0 or positive. When it is f double dash is positive, it is local minimum. So, x is equal to 3 is a point on local minima and local minimum value is given by putting the value of x as 3 in the given equation, that is 3 whole cube minus 6 into 3 square plus 9 into 3 plus 15, that is equal to 15. Therefore, local maxima at x is equal to 1 and local maximum value 19, and similarly local minima at x is equal to 3 and local minimum value 15. That is the answer. Next question. Question number 3. Prove that the function fx is equal to log x does not have maximum or minimum. Maxima or minima. Therefore, we note down the given equation, given fx is equal to log x, differentiating with respect to x, f dash x is equal to 1 by x. Therefore, f double dash x is equal to, substituting, that is x to the power of minus 1 equals minus 1 by x square, that is x to the power of minus 1, that is minus 1 into x to the power of minus 1 minus 1, that is x square, which comes to denominator. Therefore, we have to put f dash x equal to 0 to locate the turning point. Let us do it. F dash x is equal to 0. That means 1 by x is equal to 0. Or if we do this, 1 will be equal to 0. If you see 1 becomes 1 on the left hand side and right hand side 0, which is impossible. Therefore, the function does not have maxima or minima. That is the answer. Question number 4. Find the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value of fx is equal to sin x plus cos x, x belonging to, that is x is belonging from 0 to pi. Therefore, we will first step, we will note down the function as it is, though given fx is equal to sin x plus cos x. Therefore, f dash x, taking the first derivative, that is d by dx, f dash x is equal to d by dx of sin x is cos x, and that is we have written cos x, and d by dx of cos x is minus sin x. This we have written it as minus sin x. Therefore, we have to find the turning point, we have to put f dash x is equal to 0. Therefore, f dash x equal to 0, we get sin x minus cos x minus sin x is equal to 0, or minus of sin x is equal to minus of cos x. That is, we have written sin x here and cos x we have shifted, we have moved to the right hand side. So, minus sin x is equal to minus cos x. And now we have to divide both left hand and right hand side by cos x, minus cos x. We get this minus sin x by minus cos x is tan x. Tan x is equal to cos x gets cancelled. So, tan x is 1. so it is positive. Therefore, x is in tan x is positive means it is either in first quadrant or third quadrant. We know from the knowledge of trigonometry that if tan x is 1 positive, then x is in first quadrant or third quadrant. But x belongs to 0 and pi. It should lie between 0 and pi, and therefore the pi value is in 0 and pi is in first and second quadrant, and third quadrant is not possible. It cannot be in third quadrant. Therefore, x is in first quadrant only. Therefore, tan x is equal to 1, or from trigonometric knowledge we know tan of pi by 4 is 1. Therefore, x is equal to pi by 4. So, this is the value. So, now let us find the values of fx at turning point x is equal to pi by 4 and at end point 0 and x equals pi. See, it is given equation x is between 0 and pi. These are the end point and the turning point is pi by 4. Therefore, put x is equal to pi by 4 in the given equation. We get f of pi by 4 is equal to, the given equation is here, sin x plus cos x. Therefore, sin of pi by 4 plus cos of pi by 4. We know the value of sin of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, that is sin 45 plus cos 45. 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that becomes 2 by root 2, and root 2 gets cancelled and we get the value of f of pi by 4 as root 2. And now we have to put x is equal to 0 in equation 1, that is in this given equation. Therefore, f of 0 is sin 0 plus cos 0. Sin 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. Therefore, the answer is 1. Therefore, putting x is equal to pi, that is the second value. So, pi in equation 1, we get f of pi is equal to sin pi plus cos pi. So, sin pi is 0 and cos pi is minus 1. Therefore, it is minus 1. So, this how we have found is explained in the within square brackets. So, here please note sin pi is equal to sin of 180 minus 0, that is equal to sin 0 is 0. Similarly, cos of 180 minus 0 is equal to minus cos 0, that is equal to minus 1. So, here we have put it. Therefore, absolute minimum value is equal to minus 1 and absolute maximum value is root 2. Root 2 we have found here. That is the answer. Find two numbers whose sum is 24 and whose product is as large as possible. This is question number 5. Solution. Let the two numbers be x and y. Given it is given that the sum of two numbers is 24. Therefore, x plus y is equal to 24. Therefore, y is equal to 24 minus x, rearranging and moving x to the right hand side. Therefore, let z is equal to xy, the product xy, and that is x into, we have to substitute the value of y from equation 1, that is y is equal to 24 minus x. Therefore, 24 minus x, that is equal to 24 into x minus x square. Therefore, now z is a function of x only. If you see, z is equal to 24x minus x square, which is a function of x only. Therefore, differentiating, we get differentiating dz by dx is equal to d by dx of 24x is 24 minus d by dx of x square is 2x. This is written here. Therefore, d squared z by dx squared is equal to minus 2. Therefore, to find the turning point, we have to put the first derivative, that is dz by dx equal to 0. Therefore, 24 minus 2x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 12. Solving this, we get 2x is equal to 24 or x is equal to 12. And putting the value of x as 12 in this equation, that is equation 1, we get 24 minus 12 is 12. So, we have x is equal to 12 and y is equal to 12. Therefore, the two required numbers are 12 and 12. Next question. First two positive numbers whose sum is 16 and the sum of whose cubes is minimum. Find the two positive numbers whose sum is 16 and whose cube is minimum. So, let the two positive numbers be x and y. X plus y is equal to 16. It is given. Sum is 16. Therefore, y is equal to 16 minus x. Let this be equation 1. Now, let z denote the cubes, their cubes. Therefore, z is equal to, let z is equal to x cube plus y cube. Therefore, putting y is equal to 16 minus x from 1, we get z is equal to x cube plus 16 minus x whole cube. Therefore, z is equal to x cube plus 16 cube minus x cube minus 48x into 16 minus x. That is expanding the formula a minus b whole cube. So, x cube we have written as it is and we have expanded this part, this term 16 minus x whole cube as 16 cube minus x cube minus 48x into 16 minus x, using the formula a minus b whole cube is equal to a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. You have to remember this formula to solve this equation, this problem. Therefore, z is equal to this x cube and this x cube. The first term and the third term in the right hand side get cancelled. Therefore, it is 16 cube minus 48 into 16 is 768 x plus this minus into this minus is plus 48 x squared. Therefore, now z is a function of x alone. Therefore, we will take the first derivative. Therefore, dz by dx is equal to minus 768x plus 48 x square. X square, the derivative of x square is 2x. Therefore, the second term on the right hand side becomes 96x. Therefore, d squared, we are taking second derivative, we get d squared z by dx squared is equal to d by dx of 768 is 0 and 96x is 96. Therefore, to find the turning points, we have to put dz by dx is equal to 0. Therefore, we get minus 768 plus 96x is equal to 0, or simplifying we get x is equal to 8. These steps are explained here in the given. Please note down or work out yourself. Therefore, at x is equal to 8, d squared z by dx squared is equal to 96. Therefore, x equals 8 is a point of local minima, and therefore z is minimum when x is equal to 8. Putting x is equal to 8 in equation 1, we get y is equal to 16 minus 8, that is also equal to 8. Therefore, the required numbers are 8 and 8. Question number 7. Show that of all the rectangles inscribed in a fixed circle, the square has the maximum area. Let us solve it. Let PQRS be the rectangle inscribed in a given circle with center O and radius A. Let x and y be the length and breadth of the rectangle. X is greater than 0 and y is also greater than 0. Please see the circle here. This is a circle. PQRS is a rectangle inscribed in a circle. Not rectangle, it is a square. So x is the length and y is the breadth of this rectangle inscribed in a circle. We are required to prove that PQ is equal to x is equal to y for the maximum values. So this is a circle. A is the radius. So O is the center here. OR is the radius and OP is also radius. So PR will be 2A. So this is 2A, RQ is Y, PQ is X. It is written here in the bottom. So let us solve it. Therefore, in the right angle triangle, this is the right angle triangle, this is 90 degrees, this is hypotenuse. We know PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square. But PR is equal to 2A, A plus A, that is twice the radius. Therefore, x square, this is x plus y square is equal to 2a square, that is equal to y square is equal to 4a square. So rearranging, y square is equal to 4a square minus x square, or y is equal to square root of 4a square minus x square. Therefore, area of the triangle is given by x into y. This triangle is given by a is equal to x into y. Therefore, A is to be maximum. Area of the rectangle, not triangle. It is area of the rectangle. So, to express A in terms of one independent variable, put A is equal to x into 4a square minus x square. Therefore, put z is equal to a square is equal to x square into 4a square minus x square, that is equal to a square is equal to 4a square x square minus x to the power of 4. Let it be equation 3. Therefore, let us maximize z. Therefore, z is equal to a square is equal to dz by dx, that is equal to, differentiating on right hand side, we get 8a square into x minus 4x cube. Therefore, again we are taking second derivative. We take second derivative. D square z by dx square is equal to 8a square minus 12x square. 8a square minus 12x square. Therefore, for maximum or minimum value, we know dz by dx should be 0. Therefore, it is equal to dz by dx 8a square minus 4x cube equal to 0. This is the equation. Or if we take 4x common, it is 2a square minus x square is equal to 0. Therefore, but x being the side of rectangle cannot be 0. This cannot be 0. Therefore, 2a square minus x square should be 0. Or x rearranging, x is equal to a root 2. Therefore, because x is greater than 0. Therefore, d squared z by dx square at x is equal to a root is given by, you substitute a is equal to x is equal to a root 2, we get 8a square minus 12 into x square is a square into 2, so 2a square, that is equal to 8a square minus 12 into 2a square, that is minus 24a square. Therefore, simplifying, we get by 24 minus 24a square plus 8a square is 16a square. So, it is negative. Therefore, z is equal to a square is maximum when x is equal to root 2a. Putting x is equal to a root 2 in 1, this value in 1, this is the equation 1, we get y is equal to 4a square minus 2a square into a root 2, that is equal to a root 2. Substituting the value of a root 2 in the equation, we get x is equal to, x is equal to a root 2, here we have got x is equal to a root 2, y is also a root 2, hence it is a square. Hence, the area of the inscribed rectangle is maximum when it is a square. Next question. Find the equation of normal at the point am square comma am cube for the curve a square is equal to x cube. Therefore, solution, given a y square is equal to x cube. This is the given equation. We will just first step we write it and then we differentiate on both sides. Therefore, d by dx of a squared, ay squared is equal to d by dx of x cube on the right hand side. Therefore, left hand side becomes a into 2y into dy by dx and right side is 3x squared. It is written here. So, a into 2y into dy by dx is equal to 3x squared. Therefore, dy by dx is equal to 3x squared divided by 2ay. This is the slope of the tangent at x and y. So, dy by dx is the slope of a tangent. Therefore, slope of the tangent at point am square and am cube. That is, x is equal to, we have to put x is equal to am square and y is equal to am cube. Therefore, we get dy by dx is equal to 3 by 2 into am squared whole square divided by 2a into am cube. That is equal to, simplifying, we get 3m by 2. You please simplify by expanding this square and multiplying here. These are given here. While writing down, you please calculate yourself. Therefore, slope of the normal, you see previously we found slope of the tangent. Now, slope of the normal is given by minus of 1 by m. So, dy by dx is m and this is 1 by m is 2 by minus of 2 by 3m, that is reciprocal of negative of the reciprocal. Therefore, equation of the normal at am square at am cube is given by the formula y minus y1, that is y minus am cube equals m's value is minus of 2 by 3m, minus of 2 by 3m into x minus x1, x minus am square is given here. Therefore, we write it as 3m, this denominator cross multiplying 3m into y minus am cube equals minus 2 into x minus am square. Therefore, 3my minus 3am to the power of 4 multiplying equals minus 2x, minus into minus is plus 2 into am square. Therefore, that is equal to moving the term minus 2x to the left hand side, we get 2x plus 3my minus 2am square, this minus 2m square minus 3am to the power of 4. Therefore, simplifying, we get 2x plus 3my minus am square common, 2 plus 3m square equals 0. This is the answer. Next question. Find the equation of normal to the curve y is equal to x cube plus 2x plus 6, which are parallel to the line x plus 14y plus 4 equal to 0. So, here we have to write the equation of normal, and the given equation is also given, and parallel to which line, that parallel to the line also has been given. Let us solve it. Equation of the curve is given as x cube plus 2x plus 6, that is we have noted down from the question itself. Let it be equation 1. Now we have to differentiate with respect to x. If we do it, it is dy by dx is equal to 3x squared plus 2, that is slope of the tangent of the curve. So, we have to find the slope of the normal. Therefore, slope of the normal is 1 minus 1 by m, and then we have inverted it, that is minus of 1 over 3x square plus 2. Let it be equation 2. Therefore, now the slope of the given equation is 14 minus 1 by 14. See, it is minus 1 by 4. Since the normal is parallel to this line, the slope of normal is also minus 1 by 4, as parallel lines have equal slope. Therefore, minus of 1 over 3x square plus 2 is equal to 1 minus 1 by 14, that is equal to cross multiplying 3x square plus 2 is equal to minus 4, minus minus goes, so it is 14, or 3x square is equal to 12, or x is equal to plus or minus 2. Putting x is equal to 2 in equation 1, this is equation 1, we get y is equal to 2 cube, that is 8, plus 2 into 2 is 4 plus 6, that is 18. Putting x is equal to minus 2, we get, see here x has two values, plus or minus 2. So, we have calculated for 2 and we have to calculate for minus 2. Therefore, the coordinates of the feet of normal, that is the points of contact, are 2 and 18, 2 and 18, 2 and 18, minus 2 and minus 6. That is the answer. Therefore, equation of normal at 2 and 18 is y minus 18 equals minus 1 by 14 into x minus 2. So, this is the equation given here, equals minus 15, this equation. Therefore, 14y minus 14 into 18 is minus 252 is equal to minus x plus 2. Therefore, x plus 14y minus 254 equals 0, and the equation of normal at -2 and -6 is y plus 6 is equal to minus 1 by 14 into x plus 2. Therefore, 14y cross multiplying 14y plus 14 into 6 84 equals minus x minus 2, or x plus 14y plus 86 equal to 0.